Um, I would like to announce that I'll be pursuing my dream of trying to play in the NBA, and I'm still leaving the option open that if I don't hear the news that I would like to hear, that I will be attending Mississippi State again next year.
We'll take questions.
Well, you just kind of take us through the process of what went through all your head going through this decision.
I mean, I sat down with my family and I talked about it, and I mean, we think, that we'll have a really good chance of making my dreams come true. And with the development that Coach Highland helped me with throughout the season as becoming a point guard, I think it really helped.
Malik, what's the moment like, as you said, it's been your dream to always play at the next level. What's it like to be that much closer to it, I guess?
I mean, it's exciting. It's very exciting. It's like you said, it's right here. So I just have to put in all the time and hard work to make the dreams happen.
What's next, do you think? Are you staying on campus or are you going somewhere? What's next for you?
Well, we still talking about that right now. So nothing is in concrete with that.
Is there a particular spot in the draft that you're weighing the option one way or the other?
No, not really. I mean, just, hoping, we can get something good in the first round and, see weigh the options from there.
Ben, what was your kind of advice from Malik? You've obviously dealt with players like him before. What did you kind of tell him?
Well, this was the plan from the first day I met Malik recruiting him. We expected that he would put his name to the draft and explore this opportunity this year, so this is not anything that was unexpected, number one. Number two, my advice moving forward is he's got to really hit the ground running now in terms of his workouts, his conditioning, and so in my opinion it's better for him to, since his classes are online, and he did a great job last summer and in the fall, that he is really ahead of schedule academically, and he can still do his work and maintain his eligibility if he wants the option to come back at the end of this process. And so I think it's better for him to leave and to go to a situation where they're going to have to pay for a workout situation to get ready and prepare for the draft. That means working out twice a day, the component of nutrition, the component of lifting. At this point now, we only get to work with our players 2 hours a week. He needs 4 hours a day to fulfill the opportunity to do his very best. And so I'm excited for him because I think it's going to be a great challenge, and I think he'll really do well. I think he's going to compete well, and I think the things that he's learned this year, making the jump from high school to college, is going to really serve him well. And I'm excited for him. I think it's going to be a great opportunity. And now, the new rules are that, so you guys have understanding, he can work out for every NBA team, and the NBA team can pay for that. So you can work out for 30 teams in the NBA. It's a 48-hour deadline to be on those trips, which obviously they all know. And then you also have the thing in Chicago, which is the 15th. I think it's the 12th through the 15th. So 10 days after Chicago, which is the combine, where 70 players are invited to go, he'll have 10 days. He'll have May 25th to make the decision to leave his name in or still coming back out. Because it's my understanding of meeting with Horatio and me this morning, they are not going to hire an agent, which is the key factor in keeping the receipts for everything, showing everything that they've done financially. They're leaving that option open. And I've had players that have gone through it and come back, and players have gone through it and gone forward. So it happens both ways, and this is a lifelong dream for him to realize the opportunity to play in the NBA, and we're excited for him.
Coach, you mentioned development under your direction. Where do you feel like he's made the most gains this year at Mississippi State?
Well, I think he's really improved as a defensive player, number one. And when you get to that level of the NBA, it's different than the college game, and then it's even more one-on-one because everybody can shoot. The floor gets stretched so much more that there's a level of intensity and an understanding of a sense of urgency that you have to have on every possession. I love the NBA. The Golden State, we were in the middle of the NCAA tournament the other night, and I'm watching Golden State San Antonio because that's such an outstanding game. I had to flip back and forth because I was really, you talk about a high level game, that was like a final in the NBA the other night, Saturday night. But it's a great opportunity for Malik. These are the best players in the world, the best coaches. This is going to be a fun but grueling, challenging opportunity for him. I think he's improved as a defender. I think he's improved as a ball handler. I think he's improved his body. I think he has, but the biggest thing, I think that he has a much better mentality now of just how competitive it's going to be as he goes through this process, because everybody is competing for a very limited number of jobs, and it's a dog-eat-dog deal.
Malik, I know injuries early in the season and then again toward the end of it. Do you feel like with all that you haven't been able to showcase everything you have just yet, and maybe you got more to show going into this process?
Yeah, I do believe that because, like you said, I think the injuries was a kind of a setback throughout the season. So, with my body being healthy and me being 100%, I think I'll be a totally different player.
Ben, is this new NBA draft rule, is this good for all parties involved?
I think it's good for the players because one of the things that's good about it, it really takes the college coaches out of it now. I mean, now, that's the goal, is that now when these kids go to Chicago, they're going to get feedback from the NBA saying, okay, we've talked to all the GMs, we've talked to all the scouts, this is where we project, although it's not guaranteed, this is where we project that you would fall in the draft. And so then, a kid like Malik and his father and all the other players that are in this thing can then evaluate that and say, well, do I want to roll the dice, or do I think I increase my chances if I go back another year? And that's their decision. And like I said all along, this is their decision, and it's going to be based on the best information possible. So I think that's a real positive. I think the NBA is really trying to do a good thing here for players coming out of college, so that we have less kids making mistakes, wishing that they had still stayed in. And you saw kids even out of this conference last year. And there was a kid at Arkansas that, probably should have come back. I mean, there's a kid out of LSU that probably should have come back that didn't. And it cost them maybe, great opportunities. So I think it's good. I think it's a positive.
Like, when did you maybe come to this decision that, you were gonna, test the NBA waters?
We just been thinking about it for a while now. We just figured that that'd probably be one of the better choices, to go ahead and try to pursue my dream. And I think today, maybe even yesterday, it was kind of, set in stone that we was gonna try it.
Is it as simple as if you're not a first-round pick that you're coming back, or is there obviously more that you have to take into account with your draft grade, where they're putting you, things like that?
If it's second round, I'm pretty sure I'll be back.
Any more questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Go
ahead.
Have you had a decision on Q testing the waters yet, or has that been talked about?
No, I met with Q today. I think Q is good. I think Q's back. We spent with him earlier, so we did not discuss that he would be testing the waters this year. Although I do think that, like Malik, his future to be a potential NBA player is a reality, and I'm excited for him. And this kind of player we want. If Malik did come back, and we have him and Q back next year, we have an unbelievable nucleus of two of the best guards returning in the league a year from now, which selfishly I'd be excited about. But, we want. I think this is going to be a great process, and I think Malik's going to really grow from this. So either way, he's going to come out ahead. If he did end up coming back, I think he's going to grow from this process where it really help him a year from now here, and if it works out the way, it's going to help him in terms of getting ready for the next level and for his dream.
Ben,
Mike, can y'all look this way? Just. All right.
We're good?
Thank you.